Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation about managing organizational change and innovation. First, what is planned changes? Planned changes in an organization are typically a proactive response to forces that can be categorized as internal or external. Internal factors. These are forces within the organization's control, often stemming from a desire of improvement or a response to internal performance issues. Meaning, ito yung mga issues na nasa loob lang ng organization. Second, external factors. These are pressures that the organization reacts to or tries to align with to remain competitive and compliant. Meaning, ito yung mga organization ay mga issues na nasa environment na naapektuhan yung organization. Internal factors. These compose of number one, strategy and goals. It can be new leadership, vision, desire to increase market share, need for better competitive advantage. Number two, performance gaps, meaning low productivity, declining profit margins, high employee turnover, process inefficiencies. Sa internal factors pa rin, number three, organizational structure, growth, decline in size, departmental redundancies, need for better collaboration. And last, people and culture. So it is a desire to improve employees' morale, need to address internal conflict or skill gaps. Sa external factors, we have market and competition, meaning new competitors, shift in customer demand, industry disruption, global economic condition. Two, technology. It is the rapid advancement of technology. Three, political and legal, meaning new government regulations, changes in tax laws, trade policies, or industry standards. And last, for external factors, the social and demographic, changing workforce demographics, evolving consumer values, or example, sustainability, remote work trends. The next topic will be the types of planned changes. Number one, structural change means modifying the organizational hierarchy, reporting relationships, job design, departmental groupings, or administrative procedures. For example, centralizing or decentralizing decision making, merging departments, or implementing a new chain of command. Next is the technological change, implementing new equipment, processes, or systems to improve efficiency or product quality. For example, adopting a new resource planning system, automating a production line, or upgrading software company wide. Last is the people change or the people centric change, changing the attitudes, skills, behaviors, or culture of employees, and teams. For example, implementing new training programs, shifting the company culture to be more innovative, or introducing a new performance management system. The next topic will be reporting by my partner, Miss Lakim.
Change process is a step-by-step method to manage transition from a current state of desired future state. It is ensured that change is a plan, organized, and effectively implemented. Next sa change process, meron po tayong 5 step, which is identification, planning, communication, implementation, and evaluating. Identification is a recognizing need for the change by assessing current practices and anticipating future. Example is, di ba, yung identification kunwari sa hospital ako nag-work. Tapos meron doon, example is like sa hospital ako, tapos meron doon nag-feedback na isang pasyente na itong yung mabagal yung proseso ng mga gagawin. Tapos makuha namin yung doon na tayo papasok sa planning, developing a strategy vision for the new state, including a plan for modifying the organization, people, structure, or technology. Dito na papasok yun, magpa-plan kami, di ba? Yung sa identification na identify namin na mabagal yung process ng proseso sa hospital. Then yung after nung magpla-plan na kami kung ano yung strategy namin to how to solve the complaint. Then after nito, punta naman tayo sa communication. Communication is a clearly communication the reason for the change, its goals, and how it will be implemented to minimize resistance and build buying. Sa communication, di ba, naggawa na kami ng mga plan, gumawa na kami, na-identify na namin yung mga problem, then gumawa na kami ng plan. Dito na yung mag-communicate kami kung paano ito matutupad para mabawasan yung mga burden ng hospital. Then, i-implement na namin yung dito na papasok yung implementation. Implementation is executing the change through plan, intervention, potentially using technique like building process, consultation, and survey feedback. Tapos, sa implementation, yung plan, ginawa na namin. Diba, naka-identify na kami ng mga problem. Tapos, gumawa na kami ng plan, strategy. Then, nag-communicate na kami paano mabawasan yung burden. Then, yung ginawa namin plan, i-implement namin kung i-implement na namin yun siya para di ba, nakagawa na kami ng plan, then nag-schedule na kayo para mabilis yung trabaho, like yung sa computer yung system, universal healthcare, kasi meron na ngayon universal healthcare, yung isang click mo lang, nandun na yun. Dati sa paper pa lang, ngayon, ginawa na namin computer na. Tapos ang plano, dapat kahit may sasagawa na. Then after doon, din ito napapasok si evaluation. Evaluation as assessing the effectiveness of change and making necessary adjustment for continuous improvement. Pwede kami, dito sa evaluation, pwede kami mag-invite ng isang tao para ma-evaluate kung itong ginawa naming parang computer, wala na yung paperless, kung effective ba siya, mabilis ba, or mas nakakabilis ng trabaho ng mga employees. And that's all. Thank you.